Hi, this demonstration is to show you how to patch a hole in drywall as simply as possible. We're going to start out with a little drywall mud. We got some material for the patch. We got a trowel for the drywall compound. We have a drywall saw and a utility knife and a pencil. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my drywall patch with my utility knife and simply snap it to cut the back, and so we have a beautiful little patch here. Now we're going to take this patch and we're going to put it over the hole and pencil around it. This is the hole in my wall. It's a hole that wires went through, and a sound bar lived in this area. So I'm going to remove the grommet here. Here's the patch that I've made for my hole, and I'm going to outline where I'm going to put my patch like that. It's bigger than it should be, but it's of no significance whatsoever. Now I'm going to take my drywall knife and cut out the hole. I'm also going to cut the hole out with the saw on an angle. So I'm making a plug, not so much just cutting a square hole. Now I'm going to sand all the fibers and the paper, filings right there. Make it nice and easy for when I actually do the mudding. Now we're going to add that bevel all four sides of the drywall patch. To make it easier, I'm just going to remove the paper backing in about 1/4 inch so that I'm not sanding it to add this bevel. Okay, so I'm taking a relatively coarse piece of sandpaper here, and we're just going to add the bevel. Now you could use a rasp if you have one, but this sandpaper does a pretty nice job, and there I've added the bevel. One more side of the drywall patch. Remove most of the paper if you can. I'm removing the paper because it's a nuisance to sand it. It'll extend your sanding time like you wouldn't believe. Anyway, we'll just add the bevel. It's really not too important one way or the other if it's exactly the same as the hole. There we go. Bevel on all four sides of the patch. And we can sand the distraught paper off here on the other side just to make it easier when we do our mudding. We won't have to be dealing with fuzzy paper. I recommend 80 grit. That's what the surface of the drywall paper is. Anything more than that, and all you're doing is polishing the drywall. Here we are back at the hole. We're going to check the patch to see how it fits. And there we are. Just about perfect. Okay. Now we're going to take our drywall mud and add a little to the hole. Put it around the hole. We don't have to get too careful here. Nice and thick. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to take our patch and add some mud to the bevel of the patch. Again, it's not that critical. If you get too much, doesn't matter. And now install the patch and see how we're doing. Oops, other way. Okay. Nicely done. Okay. Because it's a bevel, it's not going to push into the hole. Now let's add a little more mud to the scenario for today. And tomorrow we'll finish the job. I'm just using a cheap trowel from the dollar store. No big deal here. We're not trying to now, tomorrow we'll give this a quick little sand. So we have a little sandpaper here. And a little bit more touch-up, just to finish it off. There we go. And finally, the paint job. Thank you for watching. Bye now.